Koektrommel.
Koektrommel.
Koektrommel. Yeah.
Koektrommel.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was
Okay.
that was pretty
Koektrommel.
close.
It's I just forgot what it means.
It means a place to put biscuits in, like a biscuit jar.
Mm. All right. All right. So we have biscuit jar playing in this game. So,
No,
uh,
no, 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 no. You cannot say that. You have to
no.
say koektrommel all the
Oh,
time.
damn you!
Don't take
Can't
the
I?
easy way out, Bell.
No, can't I just say cook?
Yeah, cook is fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. Ah.
I'll take that. That's all right.
I don't want to, break my tongue here today. Sometimes we play tongue-breaking games on the stream since we have like
Tongue twisters, I believe
tongue
it's called.
twisters, yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's more like tongue breakers. Trust me.
Well, I don't think it's possible to break your tongue, is it?
No. In fact, it's not. You can break other stuff, but no,
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
know
you
what
can.
you're getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at the situation here. At the right side of the map, we've got Myth spawning. They're up 2-0. The Zerg player in blue is going to be Xeno GS, playing for Myth, of course. And in the bottom right, we've got Nathan GS playing for Myth as the yellow Terran player. On the left side of the map, we've got the green Terran player, Koektrommel, playing in the middle of the map. And his friend spawning in the top left is going to be Super Dandy. And Super Dandy and Koektrommel, like you pointed out, they were gold level. So they're going to have a extremely difficult time playing against these two master level Myth players.
Yeah. And to my happiness, we have not seen any cheese openings in this game so far. So no 6 pools, no 8 pools, nothing of the sort. Probably most due to the fact that they are up against a Terran and a Protoss, and those kinds of openings are not really viable because of the ramp wall-offs.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really wondering, if I were Mythology on this map, if you take a look at the expansions, you would either have to build a pretty huge wall between the two bases, or have a very, very defensible position. And since they Mythology do have one Zerg on their team, I wouldn't mind just getting a solid economy and then just flooding units to prevent their opponents from expanding or killing the expansions once they go up, because they do have the ability to do so, unlike their opponents.
That's true. It's one of the options that they do have. Have to see if they're gonna go ahead and go for that. For now, the early game is playing out pretty much as expected. We see very macro-heavy openers. Koektrommel is gonna be throwing down an additional command center. Nathan GS is doing the same thing. So we're seeing very expensive play by both teams, and both players on both teams doing the exact same thing, getting very little units. And we see a Reaper in the back here by Nathan doing some harassment. It's got a kill. As I was pointing out, everyone's expanding. That's what I was pointing out.
Yeah, everybody's expanding. One Reaper goes down, killed by a mothership core of all things. That's really unlucky. And let me see what those Reapers have. Yeah, they have seen everything they needed to see. They saw those two expansions. So Mythology is going to be content just to macro for a little bit right now. They know they are in no rush to attack, seeing that their opponents are expanding as well. Later on, they might want to go in again and re-scout to see the tech choices, but for now, they're just going to be content to pumping econ, I feel like.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a very economic-heavy game, which is good. Going to be enjoying ourselves some mid to late game 2v2. I would love to see how that really works out. I'm surprised that our Terran player has not taken his expansion on low ground yet. He is morphing that into an orbital command before he's going to fly that down. I really think he should do that ASAP, and there he goes as soon as the orbital finishes. Going to be lifting that and going to the low ground, and we'll be able to drop some use and start mining there. On the other side of the map, we see mech play going to be coming out of Koektrommel, whereas the other Terran player, Nathan, he's going to be playing a marine siege tank style, I suppose.
Definitely looks like that, although we do have a reactor on the factory, but that's only for the time being. For the swap with the starport, might add on a tech hub later on. Yeah, Koektrommel, this is going to be...
Nice.
Thank you. So, he's got a tech lab on the factory as well, and he's making mines and a second tech lab on a factory. So definitely going to be seeing some tanks, some Thors, and most probably will be getting that claw upgrade for the mines as well as quickly as he can. There are no armories as of yet, so I'll be looking for those to go down as well. Meanwhile, we do have Super Dandy here, going for rather fast upgrades and Immortal Gateway composition. Not that many units for him out so far, and he has to kill one of his own gateways to allow the Immortals to get out. Oh, this is really unlucky.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake there. That's unfortunate.
Oh my god.
It's gonna happen, isn't it? No, I think he can fit through. Maybe.
I don't think he can. There's this one hex between the core and the gateway, and the Immortal needs 2 hexes.
He got through. Didn't he?
No.
Oh, I thought. Never mind. I'm a moron. Let's take a look at the third base that's going up for Xeno GS on the right side of the map. That's a gold base that's going to be mining there. He's getting a spore crawler and a spine crawler there immediately. Very safe play there. And this is one of the most. I don't watch 2v2s a lot, but I know they tend to end pretty early on in the game.
Yeah.
And this is exceptional to be seeing a 3 base 2 base versus 2 base 2 base and very macro heavy play. And we're going to see swarm host out of our Zerg. So this 2v2 can become really entertaining.
And I really love the choice by Xeno because, one of their opponents, the Terran, he's going heavy mech. He'll have mines peppered everywhere, he'll have lots of tanks. His army will be really immobile, and swarm hosts are really, really good versus tanks because they can break the siege. And the more of them you have, the better. And if you actually start spreading your locusts across a line and forming concaves with them before you move them towards the siege line, you mitigate the damage from the tanks so much that they do actually get into the range of the siege tanks. And at which point, it's becoming increasingly difficult for the turn player to deal with them. Oh, wait a minute. Hold that thought. We have a drop in the base of Kukromel right here. The medevac has been taken out, but all the Marines and 1 Marauder still remaining. Widowmine being burrowed there behind this, and the Swarm Host Siege is being laid to the front right now. So Mythology pulling their opponents both ways and trying to force mistakes.
The swarm hosts are not spawning their locust synchronized though. Now they are doing that a little bit better. Nice reburrowing action there by Xeno GS. Because you have to make sure they all come out in a single wave. Because if they come out 2 by 2 by 2, it's very easy to deal with. Oh, has to be careful. These Widow Mines are about to power up. Oh, that was close. They burrowed just in time.
Well, they are doing a good job of killing the locust, but at the same time, the Locusts are doing a good job of triggering the Widow Mines. Too bad there was not a follow-up support army with these Swarmers, because they are all going to die right now. They have Charge Lords on their heels and an Observer that is, well, just out of the range. There we go.
Oh, we need some supporting units here, and there they come. The Marines and Marauders from the yellow Terran player, Nathan GS, are going to be pushing in here, and this is looking really good for Clan Mythology here. They are pushing in for the win. They're up pretty far in supply. 142 supply for our Zerg player. That's an insane amount of supply right now, but the siege tanks are in position to help defend against this.
Yeah, they pretty much... here's what happened, what you were talking about before, when the spawns are not synchronized, the tanks are able to kill the locusts before they do get into the range. And there's also one mine that has about 6 kills there. But Mythology keeps pushing here, and they just continue to push. And it's really weird seeing where the swarm hosts are. They're out of the range of both the siege tanks on both the cliffs. That's really funny to see.
Yeah, that's really funny to see. We saw one swarm host go down, so one of them was barely in range of the siege tanks there, but more swarm hosts are going to be joining up on the right side there. There is an insane amount of swarm hosts here. 25 swarm hosts on the field by Xeno GS. His 3 bases are really starting to pay off right now, and I think the swarm is going to be starting to get just too big to handle for Super Dandy and Kukromel.
Yeah, and this was a really nice move that the turn player Nathan did. He loaded up the medevacs and just dropped over the Protoss army behind the siege tank lines, and that way they have gotten rid of the tanks and damaged the gateway army greatly here. We have one Colossus here, we have storm capability, trying to save up those storms for as long as possible. That's a very wise decision by Super Dandy, but look at the swarm host count, oh my goodness, there is 25 swarm hosts at their front. I don't think they can deal with this.
No, they cannot. You really need more Colossi, or you need Blink. You need Colossi and Blink Stalkers really to deal with this in a conventional game. Of course, Marines and Marauders can work out too. When you drop Marines and Marauders on top of the Swarm host, scan and kill them off, that can work out. But there's just too much Zerg stuff. The Zerg is completely maxed out at, or about to be maxed out at 193 out of 200 supply, whereas Nathan has 112 supply, so together they have about double the supply of the two other players. Cook Trommel and Super Dandy, man, they're trying to hold on, but they're just losing everything. Every time a wave comes, they lose so much.
Yeah, and furthermore, the army volume of Mythology is much higher than that of Team Solid. So this is, just a very slow and painful death that Team Solid is going to be experiencing here. Oddly enough, Super Dandy has managed to sneak out an expansion at the 12 o'clock, so he has a third, and also Cooktramo has an expansion here. So this is a really funny situation where, let me just check if Mythology know about that. No, they don't.
Okay, so maybe if this game goes on for a very long time, some mad. Well, what are we talking about?
Who are we kidding?
Who are we kidding here? Are we trying to kid ourselves? The last two Colossi fall, and that must be the last line of defense here for Cook Trommel and Super Dandy. The Siege Tank's still doing a good job. He has a lot of them, but Siege Tanks, they die. Even if that one wave kills a single Siege Tank, it is going to be worth it. We see the Mothership Core now being a little bit over-aggressive. Two Vikings coming in, taking out the Mothership Core. And the inevitable will be happening in just a second here. The natural bases of Super Dandy and Cook Trommel are going to get taken out.
Yeah, I have to just compliment Cook Trommel on a nice reaction there. When they saw that there was just too many locals, he started pumping out Hellbats. And that's a really nice decision. Oh, another topside drop coming in to take care of the tanks. And this is going to be it. Those tanks were the only thing basically holding back the advance of the opposing forces. And there goes the GG by Cook Trommel, and we are seeing Mythology take this series 3-0.